Think about the story of Batman. Batman's parents die at a very early age, or when Batman is at a very young age. And after that, it takes him decades of going to the mountains, training hard, going through extremely difficult things. And only then does he become Batman. And so every time that I'm in a situation where something bad happens, and it feels desperate, and it feels like I'm struggling, and there seems to be no hope at all, I always remind myself that there is hope. And the hope is within yourself, within your own actions. And just like Batman, bad situations can be improved. And many times that struggle and those bad times are exactly the necessary part to become a superhero. You see, most of us want to be Batman or something like that. But we don't understand that to become that, you have to go through the struggle. And you have to find hope in the fact that in the end, you will become that person through the very hard times that make you feel hopeless. The very times that make you feel hopeless should give you hope that these are the times where you can grow and you can become the person that you always wanted to be. And the same way, Batman doesn't get any, Bruce Wayne, he doesn't get any letters from the universe. It's not like it's written somewhere, hey, after 20 years of you training and going hard, you will become Batman and everything will be fine. Nothing like that ever happens. It simply does not. And you won't get a guarantee from the universe, oh yes, in 20 years everything will be amazing. You have to know it through the own work that you put in. And we can take real world examples. I mean, when Isaac Newton was doing his first mathematics calculations, or when he just got introduced to physics, do you think he knew that he would be the greatest physician of probably all time? That he would go and solve amazing mathematical problems and he would be remembered for probably the entire human history? Of course he didn't. And he had no guarantee. There was no science telling him, oh yes, this will absolutely certainly happen if you keep going. But you have to literally find hope in the fact that it is possible as long as you make it possible, as long as you do it. Because you could be like Isaac Newton, where right now you don't know what you can become, but if someone with a time machine were to come back, they would shake you and be like, what do you mean you're doubting yourself? What do you mean you're not gonna do XYZ? What do you mean you're not gonna chase your dreams? Don't you know the person that you're going to become after all of this struggle? All of these hard times? And that is exactly what's supposed to give you hope. The very fact that you can create better times with your own actions. And many times in those hard times where you feel hopeless, just remember, what options do you really have? I mean, either you're gonna keep going or you're gonna give up. And if you keep going, then you can create a better future. Because better times are always coming as long as you're willing to create them. So as long as you keep going, you can create those better times for yourself and everyone around you. But if you give up, then nothing's gonna get better. Giving up is the number one way to guarantee that things are not going to change. The number one guarantee that things are not gonna get any better for you or anyone else. So you cannot give up. That is what you have to do, even when you feel hopeless, even when you're struggling and it feels overwhelming. You have two options. Give up and stay the same. Everything stays the same. You stay exactly where you are right now. You stay in the struggle. You stay in the place of pain, or you keep going, you keep grinding and you get better, and then you can rescue yourself from this pain and suffering by becoming so important and good. And that's how you become Batman. That's how you become Batman. Batman wouldn't be Batman if he didn't go through all that stuff. And it takes time, just like with Batman, it took him decades from the moment where his parents died and all the training that he went through to become Batman and to be respected. It took decades, but that's what it takes. And once again, oh no, it takes decades, that's a long time. But what else are you gonna do with the decades? Stay the same? Like, you don't have any other options. The best option is to keep going and do it. And in the end, whatever problem you have right now that makes you feel hopeless and makes you feel like you're struggling, within 2 weeks, you're probably gonna forget it. Like, let's be honest. Most problems you're gonna forget in 2 weeks, and it's not even that big of a deal. And even the big problems, in the end, it won't matter. In the end, God is fair and just, and you will get exactly what you deserve and exactly what you need. God is fair and just. He will give you your reward in this life or the next. So in the end, whatever problem you have right now, it doesn't even matter. So why not have hope? Why not have hope? When in the end, anything bad, it doesn't even matter. And if you don't believe in God, then the answer is the same. In the end, you'll be fertilizer, and not in the end, it won't even matter. So no matter what, in the end, this problem that you have right now won't even matter. So if you're feeling hopeless, always remember that those times of struggle are exactly what make the story worth telling. If the treasure was unguarded and you went and got it, it wouldn't be a story. You would just say, look, I got some treasure. But if the treasure is guarded by a dragon that breathes fire and you have to fight, and it's a hopeless struggle, and you're going at the dragon and it's trying to eat you, and then you somehow make it out alive with the treasure, now that's a story worth telling. Now all of a sudden you have a story that people want to hear and that is actually worth something. So all the bad times, all the times when we feel hopeless, those are part of the story. Have you ever watched the movie where the main character, the hero, didn't feel hopeless? It didn't seem like everything was lost and there was no hope of anything better, yet they kept going anyway. They kept fighting, they kept struggling, they keep standing up no matter how many times they got knocked down, because that is the factor which makes you the main character and which makes you respectable and which makes this story worth telling. So have hope, because there is always hope. There is hope within you. The past is in your head, but the future is in your hands. And so you can shape the future to be a better time for yourself and others if you simply choose to take action and do what is required to fix the situation which you are in. It's literally that simple. So stay disciplined, chase your dreams, and have an amazing day.